What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to take a look at a game I played last night off of stream on the new map in one of the new maps in ranked Marshland. And we're going to take a look at this game for a couple reasons. Um, I think there was lots I could have done better. I did end up winning the game, but I want to take a look at this map and think about what else I could have done on this map, because this is a very interesting map. There's a lot of food on this map. And a lot more sheep than I thought there were as well. I thought there wouldn't be as many sheep, and it would be somewhat like, what is that one map? Wetlands? Doesn't have any sheep. Anyways. So the matchup is French versus English. I'm playing French. My opponent's English. I'm going to go for 2 knights into second TC. One thing I absolutely despise about this map, look at how close the gold is to the TC. Look at that. How am I ever going to attack this without taking tons of damage? Like, that's just dumb. Should not happen. Developers, if you're out there, please don't put golds this close to the TC. Just please don't. Now, mine is as well, so it's somewhat fair, but you can't really dive under English TC at all. So, not exactly fair, because French TC doesn't deal as much damage. But anyways, none of that comes into play. I'm just not really able to do anything with my early raids. Like, watch my 2 knights show up at the base, and they're just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They're just like, what are we supposed to do here? Attack the woodline is the answer. That's what I should have been doing, but even that, it's like, to attack this woodline, I should have come around the back to attack it. And he should have put a wall right here, if he doesn't. But you can't really go from the front side to attack this woodline, because look at how much TC fire you have to run through to get around to here. So you really have to come to the back side. What I end up doing is just potatoing. My knights get here and they're just like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And they move on with their lives. At least I don't lose their lives. Because yeah, I scout this and I'm just like, oh yeah, his gold's under the TC. So, and then he tries to build this blacksmith. Now this was some nice early damage here. For some reason he tries to build the blacksmith with 7 villagers, which is already good for me. But then on top of that, I was able to idle these villagers like several times, and then it ends up being 11 villagers to build 1 blacksmith. Never do this, guys. Never, ever do this. What he's doing right now, with 11 vills running back and forth to try to build a blacksmith. First of all, what do you need a blacksmith for right this second? What you need is a barracks, sir. Second of all, just drop the blacksmith back here, where it's safe to build it. Cancel it, use 1 villager, and come build it over here if that's what you want to do. Having 11 villagers walk back and forth is allowing me to get damage for free when I was going to get no damage. Because my knights were literally going to show up and see this base and just be like, okay, let's retreat. That's honestly, like, I didn't know about this little gap back here. So, should have scouted better for that. But, yeah, he allowed me to get a bunch of idle time with this blacksmith. So, now, at this point, I knew he was making units, and I just wanted to defend my second TC placement. Now, let's talk about my second TC placement. As you can see, there is a ton of food here in the middle of the map. Like, a ton. And, of these shoreline fish. I wanted to put my TC on the shoreline fish. I've had somebody do that against me. It seemed pretty strong. Now, I built it really far forward here. And my thought process was, if I place it here, I know it's pretty far forward, but I'll be able to grab all these fish at the front, and he'll have to move past this TC, you know, to attack fish at the back. That was my thought process. And I knew that I might lose this TC because of how forward it was. At some point, I might lose it. I should have been harassing this woodline more, maybe. He does have longbows just standing right there that would be firing on the knights, but I maybe could have got one villager kill or two. But I am already 2 villagers ahead just because French. And this guy is only making longbows for whatever reason. And he made a blacksmith instead of spears, so. Interesting approach, for sure. I'm trying to wrap around this side to find somewhere to attack. And, once again, I should have come around the back here. I don't know, like, why I just turn around there. I definitely need to work on these early night raids against English. English is the hardest civ to raid by far. To be fair, even if I come around the back here, once again, all of this is in range of TC, so this is the only thing to attack. Until the range defense upgrades and stuff come in. Now my blacksmith's dropping. I have an archery range and a stable. And I'm going to drop another archery range forward. Because I thought he was making spears like a normal person, and I don't want to talk about it. But if you look at his base, there's no barracks still. So now his longbows are, you know, out here on the map. But I built a tower because there's going to be too many villagers here, right? Like, it's going to be more than 10 very soon. So I built a tower for extra garrison slots. And I can just move them to shoreline fish in the back where they're protected. And, yeah, he probably could have, if he had a scout with his longbows, he could be, like, poking from this angle right now. But he doesn't have a scout with his longbows. Who knows where his scout is? AFK in the back of my base. So, things he could have done better. Now, my military count is hurting, but he does only have longbows. He doesn't have rams yet. And there come the rams, and I'm just desperately trying to pump units to get, yeah, so I can defend. At this point, I do start making archers, even though he hasn't made any spears, because I still, like, had that belief that he was, A, going to make spears, but also because of my resource allocation, I could make archers constantly, and I just needed any kind of units to defend at this point. So, yeah. And at this point, we're just trying to make as many units as we can to defend this TC. I know that he's on 1 TC. I had scouted this, and when my knights ran in here, so I knew he was on 1 TC. I knew that he was pretty all in here, and that I was getting ahead in villager count, and I just needed to defend as well as I could. So this wonderful English player just continues to make only longbows. And it's actually insane how well that works. I hate it. Anyways, he's coming in with the rams now, and I'm still not quite where I want to be as far as units, but I do need to repel this. So what I'm going to do here is take all of the cavalry and just run them onto the longbows. And I don't want to be attacking rams with this. I'm literally going to lose all of this cavalry, but I end up saving the TC for now. I wish this stupid game had a rewind feature for the replays, but call me crazy, I just feel like with how much cavalry I had there, there should be more damage done to these longbows. There should be more longbows dead. Obviously, I should have pulled back the knights and kept them alive, but that's where my micro needs to improve. I was trying to repair the TC, which I managed to do, so I could keep producing villagers from it for the time being. And even though his longbows aren't dead completely, he did lose a lot of them. And the good thing about longbows is they will take a lot of damage. when running into TC range. So we repelled that attack, we got the TC back at full health, and from here, I'm just making as many units as I can. I'm way ahead on villagers at this point. 13 villas ahead, so... And this guy's just making more rams and more longbows. And he's finally, 12 minutes into the game, decided to build a barracks. Oh, it blows my mind that this works as well as it does, but he doesn't end up, you know, winning this game, so at least there's that. So, I had no idea what to do here. There's just so many fucking rams. I don't have enough cavalry, and I had overmade the archers. There's no way to save the TC with 5 rams on it, so once again here, I just try to do as much damage as I can to the longbows, and I keep all the archers alive. And from here, I've lost the TC, but I'm still ahead on villagers. I've barely lost any villagers, right? So, it's not the end of the world. And I'm starting to get close to being ahead on military count here. I needed to pull these villagers back. Okay. For some reason, his longbows aren't moving forward with the rams. So what I did was I backed up to this position here with most of the villas, and I built 2 towers, and I kept mining fish. And I just kept making as much military as I could. And I put 2 villagers on stone at this point. There's only 1 right now, but I'm about to put a second one on stone. And that's because I just wanted to get arrow slits on all these towers out here and just have as much fortification against another push as I possibly could. Because obviously, right, like this guy is looking to bang his head against the wall until the wall breaks, or he has to lose the game. At least that's how it had appeared up to this point. So he still hasn't built another TC. So even though I lost the TC, I'm, you know, however many villas I had, 13, plus I build villas faster than him. And the military count is starting to look more in my favor. If he would have moved forward sooner, he could have done some serious damage here. But, he's just taking his sweet time. And, yeah, that's not good for him. So, at this point, I once again am like, oh, is there anywhere to raid in the English base? And this would have been the answer, but my dumbass approaches from this side. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Or maybe I do approach from this side, and his army just follows me. Yeah, that was dumb. Well, what I 100% should have done is wrap the knights around back this way, and attacked over here, and that could have been substantially more damage. But instead what happens is what always happens when I try to attack English. I try to run my knights in one angle, and this gigantic force of longbows and spears just kind of moves around the base and stands in the one spot that, you know, you can actually attack. So I 100% could have gone around this way easily and raided this backwood line, and that could have been massive. Even now, I should have another group of like 2 knights going around back this way, so lots of things to be improved on here for me. But the military count is finally starting to even up, and I have knights, so being down by 9 on the military count is fine when 12 of your units are knights. He only has 5 spearmen. That's not going to be enough. I cannot believe this guy is building more rams, dude. I can't believe he built this many rams. It's just too many rams, and he's building them so far away from where he's actually going to attack. So, not the best play. And at this point, I felt pretty ready to take the fight. So, I move my archers up to start attacking the spears here. He's losing spears left and right. But I've shift-clicked my archers onto all these spears at this point, so... Yep, and I'm just trying to move my cavalry in a position to attack the longbows. And the spears are pretty much dead. I'm removing at half speed, my bad. So yeah, once those spears are gone, this is an easy cleanup. And he might kill some stuff with these rams, because there's so fucking many of them, and rams never die. But it is what it is. At this point, I just pull back because English. You don't want to attack too far into the English base too preemptively without being sure that you're ready. Because it will be a disaster. So, I just pull back. And, yeah, now I'm ahead by a lot of vills. And, the military count, I'm ahead, and I have knights, which are higher value. So he's only got 3 worker kills the whole game. From these pushes, that's just not enough. Like, he did destroy a TC, but he just didn't do any actual damage to my worker count. So, yeah. So we're going to fast forward for a minute. Here, I just decide that I'm going to go castle. And I was floating way too much food, so I really could have improved my gold macro here. I ended up selling some food. Not the best, not what you want. But, it is what it is. And, once again, I try to raid the spot that's unraidable. Like, if I would just go around this side, I mean, he would see it because of the tower, but I still would have more success. I don't know why I keep attacking the same spot still. Something I need to work on for sure. But now I've hit castle, and I just need my unit upgrades to come through. And he decides to go when I hit castle. He just doesn't have enough. And I just pull all the villagers back. I pull all my army back as I wait on upgrades. I already have royal bloodlines coming through immediately because I just had that many villagers, that much eco going on. So the knight upgrade comes through. I decide I still can wait a bit to take the fight. And I'm waiting on the archer upgrade now. And now it's time to fight. Archer upgrade's about to come through. Royal bloodline's about to come through. So I pull the army forward. Start destroying the rams for now, because I hate them, and they're ugly, and I'm sick of them. The rams are finally gone. And, yeah. I still don't necessarily want to dive this just yet, but I will be able to in a second. I didn't realize my royal bloodlines had already come through either, and then I realize it any second now. I'm like, oh yeah, royal bloodlines is here. Still failing to do any, like, split raids right now. Like, he is out on this gold, so a raid there could have been big. But I felt confident I could take this fight. With royal bloodlines and the amount of knights that I had, and the amount of archers that I had. So, I end up taking the fight in a minute here. And I actually end up... Yeah, I forgot. I lured him out here for a minute. He actually kind of chased, I'm pretty sure, for a minute here. Speed it up. just with the way the fights have been going. He does drop 2 more TCs here, but this is a little bit late. I've had a villager advantage for a long time. And this is where he goes completely out of position. He was not in a good position to take this fight. He's not got Citadel bonus here. And I just completely cleaned this up. I didn't even have to micro or anything. I just, Royal Bloodlines, Knights. I could have saved a lot of Knights in this fight if I was microing better. So something to work on. But I just absolutely cleaned this fight. And from here, I was very confident about winning the game. But it is English, so yeah, you still have to be wary. They pump out units like no other. They, have a white tower in the base for defense. 3 TCs that would be firing if I chose to dive right now. So I just dive to kill the army here and keep the army dead. I just want his army count to be as low as possible and him to have to keep rebuilding. And at this point, I'm just pumping rams. I have a siege workshop that's queued a bunch of rams, and I'm building them with archers here. And I'm just gonna return the favor with all the rams. This is where I realized, okay, there's no point to diving right in this location. This side has a white tower, so I didn't want to dive this side either. And I didn't know about this, even though my scout was so close to figuring it out. But either way, I was ahead so much it didn't matter at this point, so I just built all the rams. And we're just going to fast forward for a second because he has no chance at this point. 70 military count, I have royal bloodlines, I have 23 knights. Like, there's just no chance. So, all the rams show up, I'm building a forward keep, and this is GG. So, lots of things I could have improved on this game. More raiding on the wood line, for example. And also, my TC placement was kind of dangerous. But honestly, like, I'm not sure what else I would have done with it besides maybe put it in between the deer there and the... So there was a spot where there was deer and then the water was close by. I maybe could have put it right there. But I'm going to do more experimenting on the map and try to get it figured out. But yeah, thanks for watching this ranked replay review. I hope you learned something. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.